numbers are 18, 55, 39, 71, and 43.
43?
Those numbers again.
We won! Yes!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Entertainment tonight. Y'all make some noise for Rachel. Planet!
Well, I'll just say anything.
I tell you what, Jimmy Allen always brings the fun no matter what he does, but especially when he guest co-hosted with me back in April.
And he's got a reason to celebrate. Yeah.
Happening now. Thieves target a local school district in the theft of 20 catalytic converters. But why the school district thinks these parts may be harder for the thieves to unload.
Confusion over the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Important information you need to know about the vaccine timelines.
And instead of storms, the humidity and heat index is the headline. We're going to talk more about that in a bit. News at 5 starts right now.
At first at 5, a second arrest made in a weekend shooting at Alamo Plaza that sent a tourist to the hospital.
A 19-year-old Avante Bird taken into custody by San Antonio police this afternoon. He is facing 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
San Antonio police say the shooting happened early Saturday morning after Bird and another group of people, including 21-year-old Nicholas Holland, were asked to leave a downtown bar. Holland was arrested on Sunday.
They were at a club, is how we understood from the statements that were provided, and they got in an argument. They were asked to leave. As they left the location is when it escalated and a shooting occurred, striking multiple victims.
One person was grazed by a bullet. Another woman was caught in the crossfire at Alamo Plaza. She was shot in the leg and hospitalized due to a medical condition. Both of them, though, are expected to be okay. Thieves targeting school district vehicles last night. They're looking for an easy score. San Antonio ISD says 20 catalytic converters were stolen out of a main vehicle yard on Roland Avenue off of I-10.
But the school district hopes it will be harder for the thieves to sell these particular parts. Garrett Berger tells us why.
The San Antonio ISD's plant operations and transportation facility holds about 130 vehicles, buses, and maintenance. A tempting target for catalytic converter thieves.
We had 20 of what we call our white fleet vehicles, and that is from our plant service and maintenance department.
Each vehicle's catalytic converter could cost between $1,200 and $1,600. And assuming the part shop has them in stock, it would take around 2 weeks to get them all repaired.
This impacts our budget because these are funds that weren't budgeted for. And so that means the district will have to take these funds elsewhere. Typically, it's like taking funds away from the classroom.
According to a March news release from the National Insurance Crime Bureau, catalytic converter thefts were skyrocketing nationwide during the pandemic. The value of the precious metals used in them has risen significantly in recent years, the group says, and recyclers will typically pay $50 to $250 per converter. So the district has done what it can to make these particular converters hard to sell.
Over the course of the last month, it's happened periodically. And so actually, ironically, what we started doing is we started spray painting our catalytic converters a bright orange.
Plus, they've inscribed SAISD on them, making it hard to ignore where they're coming from. They want any salvage yard that sees them to call it in. In the meantime, the district says its police department and SAPD are investigating and checking surveillance video. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
We have an update on a fatal wreck that we told you about over the weekend. A 39-year-old man who died in a wrong-way crash on Sunday morning has now been identified as Domingo Paz. San Antonio police say Paz was driving the wrong way on I-37 when he hit another driver head-on. His vehicle rolled into the wall divider. He had to be cut from his vehicle and was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 other people in the vehicle were taken to the hospital, and at last check, they were in serious condition.
The search continues for a murder suspect this evening after a man was shot and killed at a gas station around 2 this morning. Right now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner working to identify the 35-year-old victim. San Antonio police say the man was sitting in his vehicle at a gas station in the 5400 block of Grissom Road on the west side. He was shot in his stomach and leg. They say he was parked next to a family member when the shots were fired. It's unclear who shot him, though. The man died at the hospital.
A stalking trial getting underway today involving a man accused of threatening his estranged wife's boss dozens of times. Bobby Martinez charged with stalking and criminal trespassing back in 2019. Investigators found that threats were made on 20 different occasions at Deborah Ramirez's home and over a dozen times at her workplace. Today, she testified that the constant harassment began after Martinez and his wife split up. Ramirez said Martinez was accusing her and another coworker of having an affair with his wife.
I couldn't be at work in peace. He was just calling and just going by. He has threatened me so many times. Said he was going to shoot me and kill me.
Martinez is pleading not guilty. When the trial began, his defense team is expected to present his case later this week.
It is National Month of Action. And as it stands, the pace of vaccinations are appearing to slow down across the country.
A new poll shows that 78% of adults not planning to get the shot say that they have no plans to reconsider. ABC's Rena Roy has that story.
The race to vaccinate America now sputtering along, moving much slower than many were hoping for. On average, only about 410,000 adults are getting first doses each day, down from the 1.4 million daily vaccinations in April. At the current pace, the U.S. will likely reach 68% of adults partially vaccinated by July 4th, short of President Biden's goal of 70%. And now thousands of vaccine doses are set to expire, with Ohio saying it's on track to lose 200,000 J&J shots and Arkansas expecting to lose 70,000 this month.
Our first goal is that every dose that's been ordered by a governor in a state gets used. It's not realistic to expect that not a single dose will go to waste.
Frustrations in Texas, where some unvaccinated nurses at Houston Methodist Hospital are protesting vaccination requirements. The hospital says nearly 100% of employees have gotten the shot. Those who haven't facing suspension and possible termination if they fail to comply.
We should be allowed to make our own decisions.
Meantime, drug makers charging forward. Pfizer now moving into later stage clinical trials in 5 to 11-year-olds at lower doses than adults.
The CDC says COVID cases are down 94% since January. Many states continue reopening, and federal officials have also now downgraded some travel advisories, saying U.S. citizens should reconsider travel to Mexico and Canada rather than urging people to avoid those countries. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And now let's talk about the second dose of COVID vaccine. The timeline for getting your second dose can be confusing. So we're breaking down all the recommendations for you this afternoon. If you got the Pfizer vaccine, you're supposed to get your second dose 21 days after the first. For the Moderna, the second shot is at 28 days. That being said, the CDC says there is a little leeway if you can't get that second shot right on time. It recommends going no longer than 42 days, both for the Pfizer and Moderna. Experts say that's not because it becomes harmful, but because there's no way to know if it offers extra protection.
You should probably stick with what was studied, because we know we got really great results, 94, 95% protection when the vaccine is given in that way. So if you want to have the outcome that is promised, you should get your vaccine in the way that it was studied.
Dr. Ruth Berggren still says it's highly suggested you get that second dose even if you're past 42 days, saying while full protection won't be guaranteed, it's likely better than just having one shot. Tonight at 6, we're going to tell you what to do if you're turned away from a vaccine shot for missing your second shot interval.
Fixing the state's power grid, it's the goal of 2 bills signed by Governor Greg Abbott today. That legislation addressing the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, and the weatherization of the power grid. They call for creating a statewide emergency outage system, adjustments to ERCOT's board, and improvements to all generators and natural gas facilities, allowing them to run properly when temperatures fall below freezing. February's historic winter blackout left more than 4 million people without power. Several dozen people died across the state.
And now we're dealing with the high humidity and a bit of heat out there. The heat is not abnormal for this time of year. I mean, look at our high temperature at 90 degrees, the average being 92. But our humidity is very high. I mean, even afternoon dew points in the mid 70s, and that's not all that common around here. So it feels like it's closer to 100 when you factor in the humidity. 90 Floresville and Seguin, 93 Del Rio, Lakey at 88. Very sticky right now in Bulverde at 89 degrees. Seguin and near Lavernia right at 90. Pretty uneventful this evening. Just warm and very sticky outside. Becoming cloudy, maybe a sprinkle overnight. We'll talk more about this humidity and how long it's going to last coming up.
Thank you, Adam. I-35 has often been called the Main Street of Texas. It has the traffic to prove it. For freight companies, though, time spent in traffic means money lost.
Traffic authorities. Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, there's new efforts, though, to get truckers to use the I-30 toll road right now, isn't there?
Yes, Steve and Ursula, that's the privately operated section of the tollway runs from just south of Austin down to Seguin, as you see on the map there. Now the SH-130 concession company and the Texas Trucking Association have partnered to offer customized rebates. As more construction projects get underway on I-35 between San Antonio and Austin, delays are only expected to increase. Both organizations expect those delays will lead to more companies deciding that paying the toll is actually less costly than staying in traffic. Coming up at 6, we talk to a fast-growing San Antonio freight company about how time spent in traffic is costly to them and to consumers. Now, for truckers or anyone else about to head out, here's a look at some traffic conditions across the area as we head over here to the wall. Some major issues on 35 between Loop 410 and downtown. 42 minutes coming inbound to downtown on 35 and only 16 minutes the other way. Looking southbound, 15 minutes coming in and 14 minutes coming northbound. And here's a look at that situation. 35 and New Braunfels see some crews out there doing some cleanup work. So watch out if you're on 35. Steve, Ursula.
Thank you, Samuel. Juneteenth is the oldest celebrated commemoration of the end of slavery in the United States. And over the last year, the day's received much more attention. Tomorrow, Isis Romero and I will be joined by Dr. Carrie Lattimore from Trinity University, a history professor, to discuss why there is a renewed interest in the day that celebrates freedom. We want to hear from you as well. If you have any questions about Juneteenth, what it means, you can submit them right now on KSAT.com. The town hall will be Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. You can watch on KSAT.com and on the KSAT TV streaming app, available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, and any way you stream.
If you happen to be online today and the web page you were viewing suddenly went down, you're not alone. Dozens of sites were affected by a global outage caused by a cloud company called Fastly, which keeps sites running behind the scenes. Fastly acknowledged the technical issue this morning, but not before it stoked concerns that there had been another U.S. cyber attack.
We're going to see more of these because as it's just a matter of time before one of these large providers, updates and upgrades its network software or its hardware, and we're going to have more of these.
The outage caused a few dips in the stock market early this morning, but Fastly stock actually jumped up about 6% around midday.
We are still days away from the official start of summer, but the South Texas heat and humidity has arrived. Up next, if you're looking for AC options, a window unit might be your best bet. A look at which ones stood up to the test. Next. Yes, the heat is on, so's the humidity. It feels like someone just flipped the switch to the San Antonio sauna. If you don't have central air conditioning, a window AC unit can bring relief. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz on what's new and what cools the best.
When the house is hot and sticky, a window AC unit can help keep you cool and comfy. Consumer Reports just tested dozens of air conditioners, including this newer design. It's U-shaped, so you can open and close your window without the heavy AC falling out. But installation is a little different from a traditional window AC.
It still does need a special bracket
to be installed first. Once you do that, you can slide the AC into place in your window, and the window closes down into this U-shaped groove.
Just note you may not be able to fit the window and the screen. Now the big question, how well does it cool? Testers cranked up the air temperature in this chamber to 90 degrees, then measured how long it takes a window AC to cool the room by 10 degrees.
Most of the window air conditioners do a pretty decent job when it comes to cooling a room. The best can do it quickly and quietly.
That's where two of the U-shaped units from Midea stood out. They got top scores for cooling and in the noise department. This model is for medium-sized rooms, about 250 to 400 square feet. It's $360. And for larger spaces, Consumer Reports recommends this Midea for about $100 more. If you only need to cool a small space, that's anything less than 300 square feet, CR says this $280 LG model will get the job done. Another option is a portable air conditioner. They're more expensive, use more energy, and Consumer Reports tests show they don't cool quite as well as a window unit. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Might need one of those.
Might. Yeah. Welcome to South Texas.
Yeah. We're going to be having the need to cool off real soon, if not already.
Yeah, you know what I liked about that? The San Antonio sauna.
Yeah.
Flick the switch.
Or is it the sauna?
It's the sauna. It's the sauna.
They give me grief because up north in northern Minnesota with the thick Scandinavian population up there, they call it the saunas. Sauna.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Sauna.
Oh, my goodness.
Sauna.
So we had an argument one time about how it's pronounced.
Really?
I'll let it go
sauna,
either way.
He says sauna. Let's call the whole thing off.
When in Texas.
When in Texas, call it a sauna. When up in the Arrowhead, you call it a sauna. It feels so weird to say.
That's so bizarre.
I know, one of those things. Anyway, morning clouds, afternoon sun, that's the trend we're back in. It's more of a summertime trend we're finally locked into here across South Texas. Seasonable high temperatures. So highs really, as I showed you earlier, near and slightly below average lately, but it's the humidity that's making it feel like a sauna outside. Now, here are the four important numbers. Let's take a look at them right now. The air temperature at 89, dew point 74, the true measure of the moisture in the air. That gives us a relative humidity of 61%. So the air is holding 61% of the moisture it can at our given temperature, which then makes it feel like we're at 98 degrees. You look at the heat indices across our area. New Braunfels feels like 100, Pleasanton feels like 103, Del Rio feels like 112, Cotulla feels like 105, and that's as a result of the very muggy air that's in place. This is about as humid as it gets around here. Morning dew points mid to upper 70s, afternoon dew points still in the mid 70s. Even in Del Rio, quite often along the Rio Grande, you'll see these dew points drop off more in the afternoon. We're just not seeing that now. One reason, of course, the flow off the Gulf of Mexico. That's not abnormal. Another reason is all that soil moisture that we have. With that sun beating down on it, that translates to this mugginess that's in the air. And it's going to be hard to shake as well. You look at the forecast here, and dew points are predicted to be at least in the low to mid 70s for the foreseeable future here. So yeah, they'll fluctuate a little bit day to day, but don't anticipate any big drop anytime soon. Looking at air temperatures, Alpine 95, 97 Midland, 97 in Lubbock, Del Rio 97 degrees, but remember, it feels like it's closer to 112 to 115. At 95 in Cotulla, and I think these numbers are going to be very common here the next several afternoons. I don't anticipate any big changes in temperatures either. So let's talk about tomorrow morning. We'll start the day in the 70s. Morning temperatures are above average because of this high humidity. So we're looking at 76 in San Antonio, mid to upper 70s elsewhere. By tomorrow afternoon, the temperature map's going to look very familiar. Maybe 92 briefly here in San Antonio, Canyon Lake about 92, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla could creep up to about 97. Again, these would be the brief maximum temperatures of the day. Stone Oak 91, Lavernia 92, and Castroville 93. As for rain chances, pretty slim. We could have a few sprinkles with those early morning clouds, kind of like what we saw today. That'll be the case every day, but actual real rain, measurable rain, no, we're not looking at that anytime soon. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll see a slight shift in our weather pattern, and that's going to introduce the slight chance of some rogue thunderstorms. We had some thunderstorms in North Texas again last night on into this morning. We're under the influence of the big blue H, and that's going to be in control of our weather for several more days. So tomorrow we'll start the day with the low clouds, maybe a stray sprinkle, then a sunny afternoon. Right up in the lower 90s for the high temperature, but feeling like it's closer to 100. And readings will tick upward a little bit, about 94 for a high by Saturday and Sunday. But guess what? Still pretty humid.
Yes, sir, it is.
Right?
Thank you.
You're really trying to sell that, I can tell.
Aren't I?
All right. I would argue he is the most popular current Spur.
Talking about Patty Mills.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, and especially what he's done for this community, not so much what he's done on the basketball court, but he has definitely adopted this as his second home. When we come back, what NBA award has he been nominated for? We'll get the results of that, and the Phoenix Suns get Game 1 coming up. Spurs guard Patty Mills, who is an unrestricted free agent this offseason, has been nominated for the NBA Cares Community Assist Award. The season-long award honors a player's continued commitment to positively impact his community through sustained efforts and difference-making work over the course of the season. Who could forget what Patty did for San Antonio during the COVID-19 pandemic, helping local businesses survive through his efforts? Fans can start voting on social media today. It continues until June the 19th on Saturday. Platforms such as Jebbit and Twitter. You can use the hashtag NBA Community Assist or player's first and last name. Patty is one of 10 nominees for this award. Here they go, starting with Patty, followed by Bembry, Booker, Embiid, and Holiday. And the rest of the list of the 10 look like this: Lillard, Mitchell, Nance Jr., and Westbrook. Phoenix Suns have taken Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals with the Denver Nuggets by outscoring Denver 65-47 in the second half after being down by 1 at the break. Chris Paul looked rejuvenated from his shoulder injury, scoring 21 against the Nuggets, including 11 assists. He was part of a 34-9 run that gave the Suns complete control of the game. Nikola Jokic went cold in the second half, scoring only 22 points in the 122-105 victory to give Phoenix a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. After the game, head coach Monty Williams gave credit to one of his assistants for being the big run in that second half.
I thought Willie Green did a really good job of calming the waters, talking to our guys about if we can get some consecutive stops and start playing defense the way that we know we can, maybe we can get out in transition, especially if we can get some live ball turnovers or rebound the ball.
Meantime, in the Eastern Conference, the Brooklyn Nets blew the doors off of the Milwaukee Bucks in a rout from the start to finish. A 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. Kevin Durant led the charge with 32 points. And at one time, the Nets led the Bucks by as many as 49, held the NBA's highest-scoring team to just 34 points below their season average. And what made it even more amazing, they did it without James Harden, who's nursing a sore hamstring in the 125-86 rout. Congratulations to former Spurs assistant coach Tom Thibodeau, been named the NBA's Coach of the Year. The Knicks head coach just edged out former Spur Monty Williams of the Suns in the closest margin for a Red Auerbach trophy since the format of that voting began in 2003. So look how close it actually was. First place votes are right to the left there, and then the total are on the far right. 351 total to 340 between Thibodeau and Monty Williams, Quinn Snyder, and of course Doc Rivers round out the top 4. And what do they all have in common? They all have an association with the San Antonio Spurs at one time in their career.
That's what I was going to say. There's a definite Spurs connection there. I don't forget how many of those trophies Pop has. However many there are, it's not enough.
He needs more.
He should have more.
2 that I know of.
We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5.
I was commenting on Mike Osterhage and his hockey.
Yeah, it wasn't a great.
What? I mean, he's from Michigan.
I'll tell him you said that.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just critiquing his slap shot.